When Phyllis Webstap was just a little girl, she and her grandma picked out a special, shiny orange shirt for her first day of school. But when she walked into that school, her special orange shirt and the rest of her clothing was stripped from her. After that day, Phyllis said the color orange became a reminder of how her feelings didn't matter, how no one cared about her and the other Indigenous children who, in these institutions, residential schools, were subjected to horrific conditions of neglect, abuse, and cultural genocide. So now on September 30th, we help Phyllis reclaim that orange shirt. As a sign that we do remember these children, we support the survivors and their loved ones on their healing journeys, and we believe that every child does matter. But sadly, there are still those who engage in what's known as residential school denial. So in this video, I'm going to debunk two common forms of this so you're equipped to step in if anyone tries to make Indigenous folks feel like their trauma doesn't matter again. One of the more popular forms of denial we see these days is what the denialists refer to as the mass graves hoax. Both the National Post and True North have recently engaged in this form of denial. The claim is that when ground-penetrating radar found the likely presence of children in unmarked burials on residential school grounds in Kamloops, the media and activists overblew the story, using the term mass grave to do it. But researchers found only 6.5% of articles incorrectly referred to the findings as mass graves, and some were even using the term as a correct hypothetical. And more importantly, this distracts from reality, which is that a National Center for Truth and Reconciliation memorial register has to date confirmed the deaths of more than 4,000 Indigenous children associated with residential schools. So when people are extremely concerned about the specific verbiage of 6.5% of media coverage of this issue instead of the reality, I think it's safe to question why they're doing that. Another denialist claim is that there were good things about residential schools. A part of the denialist toolkit that attempts to downplay these institutions where kids were neglected, abused, and died. See, the education they like to say was a good side of these schools was actually another tool used to destroy Indigenous culture and ways of life, forcing both assimilation and indoctrination. These denialist claims try to diminish, deny, and even justify a cultural genocide, so we cannot let it be normalized. What do you think of all this?